I'm cool. I'm a painter. I'm based in Manila. It's very toxic sometimes. And I think that the reason I try to paint things that are more colorful or sometimes works that ignore reality is because reality isn't too nice here.
What inspires your work?
Personal experiences, most of them bad, and other people, I guess.
What inspired you to make that shirt design?
I'm actually not sure. I just wanted to experiment first, and then it led to a lot of different things. People seeing the first parts of the illustration were kind of already saying a lot of stuff against it just because it was filled with, well, it was lewd. I guess I could say that. It was very lewd. But then I felt like it's my art, so I can do what I want to do with it. And I didn't think anyone else had any say in it. But then the more other people tried to contradict what I was trying to do, the more I felt like I wanted to do it. And yeah, I guess a huge part of my art process comes from the reactions I get from people. And when people tend to put down what I do, I have this sort of desire to finish the project just to try to prove people wrong.
How do you feel about censorship?
I get how it's very necessary to censor things because of, well, some people may not be ready to see certain things, especially when it comes to their age. I mean, in my perspective, I feel like a lot of the people that don't get exposed to the reality of things tend to push their opinions on other people. Someone else trying to dictate what you're supposed to be drawing or singing about or anything. We're all supposed to be free to create what we want to create. It's the whole point of it. It's our right. It's our basic right. There's always these galleries that are trying to be safe and they don't want to get in trouble because technically it is a business. It's a sort of company and they expect you to follow certain rules, but it makes you question to what point of an artist's creative freedom do these rules apply? When is it okay to say that this isn't my work anymore because it's too censored? Like everything I want to create is being blocked, or I'm being told not to do certain things or paint certain concepts because they're worried about how the public will react. It makes you wonder, like, who are you trying to please, yourself or everyone else? Like, why does it matter what their opinions are when you're supposed to be creating something honest or something from yourself, not something for other people? There's this whole, I guess you can call it comparing artists to other artists, or when you're trying to price your work, you're told to price it lower because you're not this artist or you're not well known yet, you don't have the fame, and fame is valued more than quality nowadays. Like who's hyping or who's more attractive to buyers or clients. It's not about the content anymore. It's more of how much money you could make other people.
What are some challenges you faced as a female artist in the industry?
Well, there's a lot of guys in the art industry. Like, they outnumber the women, that's for sure. And well, sometimes they expect women to fail. I've had a lot of guy artists that just get surprised, like, oh, I didn't know you could paint like that, especially since you're a girl. It's kind of like putting you down before they even know what you can do, just because they see that you're a girl. I've met a lot of people that kind of take you based on face value. It's like when you dress down, you're like automatic, you're unprofessional. Or like, why do you dress like that? You're a girl. When you dress in shirts, or like when you're tomboyish, they expect you to present yourself in a girly manner just because you're female. It doesn't make sense. Like, there's all these expectations, especially if you're a girl, but then when you see how other people treat, like, other male artists, there's no expectations on, like, how they're supposed to present themselves or how they're supposed to carry themselves. Yeah, there's a lot more demand on girls. Stereotypes. Well, because of my tattoos, there's always this idea that people I meet tend to have, like, oh, she's a troublemaker. It kind of affects the work because, well, naturally they go for people without tattoos or male artists or seasoned artists. There's a lot of age harassment going on too. Like, since you're younger than certain seasoned artists, you're not supposed to price your paintings higher, or you should attend shows to support other artists so they would also support you. There's always these expectations on social roles. Like, you're supposed to mingle, you're supposed to get to know clients, you're supposed to be well liked so clients will buy your work, rather than, oh, these clients will buy your work because they love your work, not just because you've spent an hour talking to them, making them feel important. Like, sometimes clients would buy a certain work from a certain artist just to be able to brag about it to other collectors, or sometimes a gallery will support certain artists just because they feel like they would make them more money, or just because they know how to suck up. So there's a lot of that in the art scene. There's a lot of politics, and sometimes it feels dirty, and then sometimes it actually breaks your spirit. So if you want to keep making art that's true to yourself, you have to actually stay away from all these other things that are just distractions. If there's anything I can change, it's the effect of social media on the art world. It's like, now it really is just a show. It's really based on how visually attractive you are for other people to love your work. Sometimes it feels like it's very shallow now. It feels very shallow, and it feels like everyone's just counting likes, followers, listeners, and all this stuff. And I mean, it counts. Like, it shows how many people are willing to support your work, but sometimes it makes you question, like, how many people really do appreciate it, or is it just social obligation, or is it just because you're doing a certain thing that makes you interesting or attractive or mysterious. So there's all these gimmicks now, but you don't feel the love anymore. It's like they're just gathering fans. Ignore the distractions, especially the unnecessary ones, and especially the noise that comes from other people that are just trying to put you down. But then there's also creative criticism, there's also room to grow. So you have to be able to know who to listen to or who not to. I guess it's up to you if it's really worth doing for you. Nothing really matters, we all die. Nothing really matters, we all die.